So we are back. This is the January edition. We decided to do monthly, since with it being as quiet as it's been recently, without
Yeah.
a Marvel Disney Plus show dropping every week like a couple of years ago, and we're you
It's
know
New Year. Who dis?
yeah. So we but that doesn't mean nothing has happened, just not as much. Um Robert, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well. Doing well. I've been off this week for some medical stuff, and been playing a ton of Arc Raiders.
How is that?
It's for it being a PvP looter shooter where you can either team up with people or shoot them. It has the craziest dichotomy of matches. I had one match where I was in a level where I saw a guy and his name was Jack Bauer, and we walked around talking about 24 the whole time until we left. And then another one, I'm fighting for my life with some guy who tried to trap me in a room.
What?
You just
Uh,
never know, but it's
oh,
super
that's
fun.
scary. Okay. I'm glad you're enjoying that. Like I haven't I think I'm retired from Destiny. I'm not sure. Like it's just not the
Oh,
same. Like we came to the end a couple years ago, and I did a
the final
couple of
shape.
the yeah, and I was satisfied with it. It was a hell of a ride. It was like 10 years, um, but it's just I don't know. I think I just moved on. Like a lot of people that have been playing, like moved on. Like just and I'm okay with it. I tried to play it a couple of weeks ago. It just didn't.
Didn't click.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
I think I
click.
saw you on there.
It's just I was like, nah. But we are here to talk. We're going to cover a couple of things tonight. Talk a little of Doomsday, its connection to Endgame, because they're positioning it as the true sequel to Endgame, which I don't have a problem with because
Yeah, no respect to the phases that happened afterwards, I guess.
yeah, it was. It's funny. It's a strange situation. I say that because Robert Downey's back. Like I was just talking about Destiny, how like the story ended, and I think MCU didn't need to be handled that way. They didn't need to have like almost a definitive ending because they had no intentions of ending it. It's got to keep going. And in that movie, we lost Black Widow, Captain America, and Tony Stark
Mhm.
all in one movie, and it just wasn't debatably not the same. I know early in Phase Four had concerns, and we all did, and the TV shows didn't help.
Right.
But in this, there were how many trailers? Four trailers that released. It was
Four.
an
Yeah.
X one for the X-Men, Fantastic Four, and the Wakandans, Steve and Thor, and
Yep.
the Russos have teased that these are clues and not just trailers. And there's been
Well, I
a
don't. He didn't say they were trailers at all, did they? He just said that these are just scenes. They're not. They're probably not even going to be in the movie. They're just kind of hinting towards where we should be. I guess feeling.
okay. So was it just the delivery for these clues, these timestamps
Yeah.
that now I've been reading online, and people have taken these timestamps to Infinity Gauntlet, Infinity War, and the Endgame. I don't know if anything was actually confirmed to which movie these timestamps were supposed to be
Right.
on. But over the last couple of years, I know I've voiced some concerns about some things in Endgame, and we all have. And we thought that it would lead to Kang and the multiverse saga as it was, which didn't really um, it didn't build anything really. the course correction from Kang, and just it just didn't seem like we were building towards anything. We
No.
had a lot of fan service in Phase 4. We got Spider Man and uh, what else we had? We had throwbacks of. I know that's not the only. There were other examples, and I can't think of them now. But it wasn't all bad in Phase 4. It was just overwhelmingly not what we were used to.
Yeah, it felt like in order to fill the void created by COVID, they had to just pump out as much as they could. And so
Mm-hmm.
I would say probably about 60% of everything we saw was probably filler. We're not even going to see again. We're never going to
Mm-hmm.
see what's her face from Secret Invasion, you know,
Oh,
superpowered Amelia
the
Clark.
yeah, yeah. I thank you, Robert. I had almost forgotten about that, but you've brought
I'm
it back
pretty
into
sure
the.
Tatiana Maslany says she's not returning as She-Hulk either.
Yeah, I've read that, and that's unfortunate. But the character, listen, I don't want to go into the She-Hulk thing, but so I watched Endgame last month, and I know one of the points of emphasis was uh, what Cap did as far as changing the plan at the end, not coming right home, and maybe he affected the timeline. Um, there was I know one of the timestamps was for when the Ancient One was speaking to Banner about what'll happen if you remove the gems.
Yeah.
Uh, so I don't know if you had a chance to watch Endgame, but like, what do you make of what's out there so far as it being an Endgame sequel and just the information that's been floating around?
Well, kind of just going by what the Ancient One said, I almost feel like we are going to see some split offs from when the stones were taken from their original place, because he said that they're going to fracture time, and just putting it back fixes the timeline that
Right.
they're originally from, but there's still
Yeah.
going to be those fractures.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see we're going to see those forks in the road, and then um, this seems like the perfect opportunity to get what everybody's been asking for, is to see Steve bringing back all the stones to their original uh, areas, see if that causes any issues, if his presence in some of those situations changes the future. Maybe it doesn't happen right away, but it happens much later. Um, it's hard to say if they're going to keep it as what we see in the current timeline is what happened before the effects of what Steve did went back into time.
Okay.
And then that also begs the question: is if Loki's going to be handling any of the splits in the timeline as well, since he is now the god of stories
Yeah,
in
and
Yggdrasil.
I think he should be involved. We haven't seen Loki in like 2 years.
Yeah,
That sounds about right. And
yeah, since season two.
uh, yeah, that's another show which I it's funny. I kind of felt better about uh, Phase 4 now that I know they're not really pursuing it. So like I'm going, I'm going. I went back. My kids love WandaVision. I watched that season for like the eighth time, and I didn't have a problem with it during the Christmas break. But I watched
Yeah,
the Doctor Strange movie, and that one still. I didn't hate it as much, but still, it was no good. Um, but with Endgame and connecting it to Doomsday, it seems like the storyline they're going with is the so um, the Avengers before the last Secret Wars, they were trying to prevent incursions. I know that word is being thrown around when realities are like getting ready to touch another one. And what the new Illuminati was doing, they
Right.
were, I think they were using the Infinity Gauntlet to to destroy these other realities. They didn't change the rules for the Infinity Gauntlet so many times, but they were preventing them because if the incursions happened, then one or both realities would be destroyed. And everything we've been seeing with Doom looks like we're gonna get that battle world scenario that
Yeah.
happened. Uh, which, if they can do it, like, listen, I'm all um, for all of this if it makes sense. I know a couple years ago, before the Russos were involved, we were wondering how this would, what are they building it to? And the truth, as it comes out, nothing that they were doing was building to this. So they're gonna build everything from Endgame, which is clever, and it's a shame a little bit. Um,
Right. They got to work with what they've done to
yeah,
incorporate it into a comic story and just kind of rewrite it around that.
right.
Because was Battle World the one with God Doom and the Gauntlet?
Yeah,
Okay.
Emperor Doom, and it was like a patchwork of different worlds put together. Strange is one of his advisors, and I think the Invisible Woman was with him. It was an interesting story, but it wasn't one I felt I got the whole picture for, because we talked about this before. Whereas back in the day, you can just read those main issues of the crossover and get the whole story. But now they
Right.
want you to buy this issue, this,
There's
and they
15
were
other issues you need to read to get the whole
right.
story. Yeah.
And there was a ton of them. I think I read the
Hmm.
Thor one. He had like an army of Thors that were like cops, and there were other times, but I did not read them all. I just can't do that anymore. Um, but what has your feelings like? Do you feel better after watching these trailers and hearing that the Russos are involved? Like, how do you feel about Doomsday now as opposed to before they were announced
Um,
as being involved?
well, talking to you guys helped me understand the Fantastic Four and Wakanda connection.
Uh-huh.
It seems like, I mean, having the Russos involved is a good thing for the
Yeah.
most part, unless they try
Yes.
to, do
Destroy
another
the whole
stop at the
MCU.
end thing.
Yeah.
Um, they seem to be pretty good with the continuity. They handled those other movies and all the different storylines really well together. They didn't get too convoluted, switching between teams, when what they were doing. Um, it feels like we're going back to a more serious tone.
Okay.
Thor one definitely felt like it's a little more longing to his warrior ways, the way it used to
Mm-hmm.
be before uh, Taika Waititi turned him into a joke. Um,
Went too far.
yeah, I think it's a little bit of reining it in
Mm-hmm.
to use your analogy there, and kind of bring it back to. I don't want to say using nostalgia to go back to the way it was, because
Mm-hmm.
things have changed since 2019, 2018,
Mm-hmm.
um, but kind of keeping things familiar, I would say, and which is good. There's nothing wrong with the experiments they've done with a lot. There's going to be good ones, there's going to be bad ones. That's just the
Mm-hmm.
point of experimentation. But hopefully, they kind of learn their lessons from it all, and then bring it all together in a good little soup, little
Yeah.
superhero soup.
Yeah. I really feel as though they made a lot of changes all at once, and it left. You lose Iron Man and Captain America. I can dig the Iron Man one. Uh, I know as more information came out after the movie was released, they pushed for Tony to die. Um, Cap, we don't even know if he died, and like we don't even know if he's dead or not right now. The old Cap, they
Yeah.
like it's a bunch of unconfirmed stuff, but no one's seen him since Endgame.
He
Uh,
is retired and he is sticking to it.
yeah, or like the rumor in was it? I think it was Winter Soldier and Falcon that he was living on the moon. It was a whole bunch of stuff, but nobody. It was just never confirmed or denied if he was dead or not, uh, which is weird. Because maybe no one there knew. They were like, I don't know
Yeah.
what the story is supposed to be with Cap right now. Um, but I hope they tie in and actually go a little bit deeper on some things with what they were trying to do, like with the multiverse saga, and because it's going to be some remnants for that. I know they said it's going to be a direct sequel to Endgame, but I don't think they're going to ignore everything that's happened within the last couple of years with Marvel.
No. Um, this would be their opportunity to like Superboy Prime a bunch of stuff, right? Like retconning
Yes,
some of the crap that's happened
some
up until
course
now.
correction. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That's a
I
good
can see
point.
that. Doom
Yeah,
sitting in a big screen and kind of being like, "We need to tweak this, and this shouldn't have happened. This isn't
yeah,
supposed to have happened." Things like that.
yeah. I can totally see that happening. Um,
How do you think they're going to handle Kang, though? Are they just going to completely forget he was there, or is there going to be like a Doctor Doom and Kang
well,
confrontation?
well, see, it's funny because as powerful as King and as much trouble as he gives the Avengers and fights, the one person who always handles him when he decides to has always been Doom. They've teamed up and burned each other so many times, and Doom is normally on the right side of that. So sometimes over the last couple of years, I know we shit on that one site. We got this covered. We got this covered. What I've learned, not everything they're saying is based on something. It may be like 90% incorrect, but a piece of it's going to be uh, you're going to see it. So
Yeah,
the thing I keep hearing is that Doom wipes out the Kangs early in this movie, which would be fine. Which would be fine with me. Like it would be a good. It would let people know like the tone of the movie. Like if you're not familiar with this character, it would be a total Doctor Doom move
yeah,
to annihilate all the Kangs. Like uh, as much as Batman gets ripped for the prep time or whatever, like Doom is the prep king. Like Doom, like he is, and like you can just ask anyone, like Doctor Doom versus this person. It's like, oh, maybe Doom. Like nobody ever really picks against him, and rightfully so. Um, but I think Kang will be dealt with that way rather early, just to establish some things and maybe reveal some plot points to the people watching. Because in this movie, it's like, where are we going to start? Nothing's been laid down.
yeah,
Um, my guess there may be some callback to Endgame because they're saying like they keep saying like this what's happening in Doomsday is happening because of what happened in Endgame. Don't know what that is, but that's one of the intriguing points for me, and I'm glad they're going back to something that was laid out before. You've read comic books, like I read comic books, and the good major storylines when it's over, there's always like a repercussion for whatever actions was taken, and that leads to another
yeah,
storyline. And
yeah.
what's my man's name? Can't think of his name right now. Geoff, Geoff
Jeff
Johns,
Johns. Yeah,
Yeah. Uh, his Green Lantern run, and we're going to get to comic book runs. They really like when one crossover. Like he had Sinestro War. He had what was the one in the middle?
the Blackest Night.
I thought there was something between Blackest Night. It might. I think it was like a small Red Lantern, like because they popped up, but it did eventually lead to Blackest Night. And every time when those major events happened, it led to like the next one.
Just escalating
Right,
constantly.
because you can't do all that and take all this action and all this power and like that's just it. Like it's all peaceful. Like it's always a reaction for each action taken. And the it's happened. There was a repercussion for Infinity Gauntlet that led to Infinity War. I'm talking about the books now, people. When Adam Warlock took the gauntlet from and claimed it for himself in an effort to be the perfect god because he was going to keep the gauntlet, he expelled, excuse me, all good and evil from his body, from his psyche, and that created the Magnus, and then it created
Okay.
the goddess, which was not a good storyline. Infinity Crusade was terrible. It wasn't terrible. It just wasn't as good. It was at the end of the you know Marvel's milking of the gems. It was Infinity Gauntlet, War, Crusade, and the Infinity Crusade wasn't even really about the gems. Really, they were involved, but that wasn't the end game. It was I could have done without that one, but that was the fallout from that, and I that's one of the main drawing points for Doomsday for me. So I'll be there just to see how they pull this Robert Downey Doctor Doom crap off because like those characters they're not related. They're not whatever. The only thing they have in common is that they both wear armor.
Yeah.
Happen to wear armor, and I wouldn't even like they're enemies because Doom's everybody's enemy. Like let's be clear, like yeah, he's everybody's enemy. But I would say Doom and Iron Man, like one was the other's arch enemy. I wouldn't say that. Like really, it's Doom is Fantastic Four. Like honestly, like he's obsessed with Reed Richards. There's no other hero where he's like, I'm gonna go ruin their life.
Yeah, it's like that's who he sets his hatred upon, and everybody else that comes upon him is just them reacting to his scheming and
yeah,
things like
like
that.
they
He's
just
not
happen to be
necessarily
there.
going out of his way to start fights with them. They're just
Right,
reacting to all the shit he does all the time.
right, exactly. Like Doctor Doom and like a Spider Man or Iron Man or even Thor comic is like different than in the FF. You can see how petty he is, going after Richards and just messing with them, uh, because he doesn't like Reed Richards. He has to prove he's better.
Yep.
Um, but
Eternally.
like, yeah, like I gotta like Reed is not the guy. Every day I wake up, I'm going to prove that point. But uh, Doctor Doom is one of my favorite characters, so like I'll be there. Uh, so I'm looking forward to that. Um, the
I
other
know
thing, go
I know
ahead.
Mike isn't here, but what do you think about the X-Men part though? Because I could have sworn we've sunset the Fox universe already.
It's I think that I feel they bringing them in so that they can end them, so that they can start them again. Like the Fox movies. It's so many peaks and valleys. They had the first movie, which was good. I thought X2 it was one of the better. It was the best superhero movie for a while,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
First Class definitely was. But then you had Wolverine Origins.
Yeah.
But then you had I liked the Wolverine, the one he's in Japan.
Yeah.
I think that's underrated. Um, but you followed up First Class with
Days
some
of Future Past.
subpar. See, now that one might have been their best one, but they did everything to fix their timeline and they screwed it up again anyway.
Yep. Even
Which was
worse.
yeah. But Days of Future Past, I'm glad you brought that up. Like that was peak for me. But the Apocalypse movie, and there's something else. There was another. How many movies did the First Class bunch make? It was First Class. I guess Days of Future Past, but I thought there was. The Dark Phoenix. Dark Phoenix. That movie, the one
Right.
when they were fighting scrolls, but they weren't scrolls, and
Right.
yeah, that one was okay. It wasn't as bad as people made it out to be, but to bring them back, they need to let those old men rest. Like you know,
Because that meme is
Gandalf
still
and
floating around. You guys are going to kill Professor X again, aren't
right,
you?
Gandalf and Captain Picard need rest. Like they they're holding it together now. I'm like wondering how much medication they're giving them just for them to be alert for these
Right.
things. And I don't even know why they. Well, I know why, but like I hope the other two. I can't think of the actors' names.
McAvoy and Fassbender.
Yeah, they were great. As
Yeah.
good as Patrick Stewart was in what's Gandalf? I can't think of Gandalf's real name right now. As good
Ian
as they
McKellen.
were, yeah. As good as they were, those guys were like just as good to me in those roles. So I hope to see them too. Oh yeah, we didn't really talk about the trailer. So we had the X-Men one, then we had Thor praying for for strength from the All Fathers. A lot of these are really vague. You're wondering what's going on.
Yeah.
The Captain America one, with the kid. Um, he Captain America just screwed the timeline. We don't know if it's his kid. We're making an assumption. He's putting a kid there that was not alive in the original timeline. Like, what are you doing?
So this,
Uh,
yeah.
we talked about the X-Men one, and then the Fantastic Four. Like, so I'm making an assumption here. At the end of Thunderbolts, they watched the Fantastic Four ship come through the portal, and maybe they were on the ship and they crashed in Wakanda. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm actually interested how Fantastic Four got there. What reason they have to jump realities like that? But this is supposed to be multiple timelines and realities and all this other stuff. So I can dig it. And one last thing I'll say about Endgame. One last thing I'll say. That horrible time travel theory. When I was watching it last week, I'm like, the Hulk said this. The Hulk's the one that couldn't get the time machine the friggin' work. They needed Tony to show up. Why are they listening to him? Like what? He already said this wasn't really his field, and like now you're listening to him with time travel theories.
Yeah. He's all theoretical. Exactly.
Right. Like I'll talk to Tony. You've had your shot, and I thought that was funny actually. But that's all I got for Endgame. I am looking forward to it and hope it whatever loose ends we're following that were out there in this last phase. Well, actually, it's phase and a half now. That we get some loose ends. Shang-Chi, the signal from space,
The
the
Eternals.
warning, right? Wait, what's in the Eternals? What was? Oh yeah, that's well. You did hear that they were the Blade movies canceled now. They're like I
Yeah.
saw that floating around, and I
We don't
think
have.
that's
Sorry, go ahead.
no. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say we don't have the Black Knight. We don't have
Yeah,
Thanos' brother. We don't have Hercules. Any of that stuff
Wade. Yeah,
popping up yet?
yeah. So they need to can Blade. They had no idea how they were going to do it, and it shows. To
Doomsday
me,
and Secret Wars both need to be like 3-hour movies.
Yeah, and that's the runtime I had. I saw floating around for Doomsday, 3 hours.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a long movie. It might be one of those movies where they have a intermission in the middle because bathroom breaks and snacks are. That's like half. That's like almost like a quarter or half of a work shift. You know, like
Not quite a Snyder cut, but
yeah, not yeah. Even his movies. Yeah, that's he's like that's not long enough. It needs to be at least 4 hours.
we have to
Uh,
have that singing scene for Aquaman.
yeah.
It's necessary.
I was just thinking about that movie the other day. I haven't watched it in so long. Like, let me watch this again.
I
And
know. I need
I
to do the
remember,
Snyder rewatch.
yeah, and I remember when they announced it. Like, I swear to God, Robert. Like when I saw it, it was like a year in advance, and I said, "Please God, let me live long enough to see this movie." That's how hype I was for it.
If
I was
anything,
like,
let me please see
yeah,
this movie.
please God, let me watch this movie. And the other thing was, uh, I requested off on the wrong day. So what did I do? I woke up early and I watched it, and then I went to work, and I was fried. Like I had no energy, and I was so mad. But that's my story with the Snyder cut. That's the trilogy we have. We have Man of Steel, BVS, and we have that. And I
Yep.
guess be grateful
And yeah,
for
it's
that.
other stuff in between. But yeah, that's our
Yeah,
Snyder cut.
you can definitely throw Wonder Woman in there. And listen, I don't care what nobody said. I like that first Suicide Squad. Like it's a bunch of fucking guys shooting monsters. It's like
Yeah.
it works for me.
Yeah. It fell apart at the end. That's the only thing that's bad about it.
Yes, it did. It did fall apart at the end, and for them what was floating around then was like they would be a team along, maybe in conflict with the Justice League, and DC was really pushing them in the comics. And I remember the Suicide Squad versus Justice League comic, and it must have been a post I was looking at somewhere on social media. One guy was so mad. He's like, "How is this even a story when Batman could bring all these guys in by himself?" And I was looking at the Suicide Squad roster. I'm like, "Damn, he's
Like,
not really."
not really.
It's like he's like, maybe not. Like, but
I mean, if he
I
said
thought that,
Superman, maybe that would be different.
yeah. So I thought that was funny. I had high hopes for Suicide Squad. It's funny they still. How many Suicide Squad movies have there been? Two.
There's two movies, and then Peacemaker technically is a
Yeah,
continuation of the.
right. So it definitely had impact
Yeah.
with that company. So, but speaking of, before we get into some more trailers and some shows, Robert, you had some news you wanted to share with our listeners.
Which news?
you, you mentioned it. I forgot what it was.
Oh, I
What
forget what
did
it
you
was now
mention?
too. I didn't write
Yeah,
it down.
it's all right. It's all right. We'll go into a couple of things.
I'll try to remember.
It's no problem. I hope I'm saying this right. Pluribus. It's on Apple
Yeah,
TV.
Pluribus.
Pluribus. There we go. And it's starring. What's her name? I should have been prepared.
Rhea.
Rhea
Yeah,
Seahorn.
Seahorn. Yeah,
Oh,
she
yeah,
was in
and she was in
Breaking Bad, right?
yeah, Breaking Bad
Okay.
or Saul. One of those. She was in
I
one
think
of
she was
those.
in
Both of them, maybe.
Franklin and Bash also.
Okay, she's
If you ever
very
watched
good.
that. Yeah.
I've never seen that, but the show. If you haven't watched it, one of my coworkers she was pushing me to watch it. She was like, "You would like it. You would like it. You would like it," and she was right. So the idea is a signal is intercepted by astronomers. Signal with it was like four parts in the message, and really it was just
It's like a chemical
a
formulation.
right. It was directions to make something, and the virus. What it did was it united the humanity's psyche. So everybody, like me, Robert, Mike, like we're all the same person. Um,
Yeah, think the
and
Borg minus all the cybernetics.
right, they just like that. But there's no queen, and
Right.
they're actually nice. So from what we see right now, anyway, and it's funny. Did you watch this show? Okay, all right. So I thought it was funny every time
Yeah.
she thought she found something insidious. They were like, "Yeah, we're doing that. This is why we're doing it." And it's not really as evil as you think. And I thought that was funny. I thought it was funny when they found the bug, and then like the guy from South America was like, "They're bugging. They and look here it is," and they're like, "No, your
Your wife
wife, or I
did
think
that.
your wife did that," and you know, it was funny every time it got to the point where she's like, "Ah, I got him," and it was like, no, or they would just
Yeah.
admit it. So going back to the premise of the story, virus takes over everybody except for 13 people. They said 11 initially, but then second episode they said 13 because the one guy was totally isolated. They were unaware of him
Yeah.
uh, initially. But the part about it is when people are exposed to this virus, it's like they're like comatose and there's some convulsions, and that caused a lot of deaths across the planet. And when everybody came to, they started cleaning up. They cleaned up everything, and they spoke to the main character Carol and told her what was going on. She came home and she turned on the TV because everything was happening in the street. She went home and there's a message on the TV for her uh, to call in, and they were going to talk. And the person who represented the joining, that's what they called it, he was saying like, we're not aliens. We don't know. Like we're figuring this out. We like I'm not sure if it's just
Collectively, the
me.
human
Yeah,
race.
yeah. They're trying to figure out why they're here or whatever. But as the show goes on, she meets the other people that weren't exposed. Um, she finds out things about them. Like they pretty much will do anything she asks. Um,
They're completely
Almost everything.
pacifist. Yeah.
Right, the pacifists. They don't lie, and I don't want to give away the whole story because finding out the different, peeling through the layers of the show is one of the best parts, and it is something I do recommend. Is that you check that show out? What did
Yeah.
you watched it like when it first came out,
hmm
Robert?
Yeah, I watched
How'd
it
you?
from. Yeah. I know Ronnie thinks it's super boring, but I liked it just because of the premise. I can
Uh-huh.
deal with some slow parts because it's interesting trying to figure out why. First off, what's going on? Secondly,
Yeah.
why would this signal be sent? What purpose would it serve for it
All right.
to basically I don't want to say enslave, but they
Uh-huh.
create a hive mind out of an entire planet to do what?
Mm-hmm.
Are they like, is this like a preparation for an invasion,
Uh-huh.
or is it just a joke to cause a genocide of another race by some other aliens, or what purpose does it serve? Because I mean, I think she kind of come to the point that there's going to be this finite their ability. So I don't want to give too much away either, but
Yeah,
um, we're getting to the point where they're kind of like, well, we don't know why either, and it
yeah,
should start worrying them.
yeah. It was that, and why people were immune to it. Like they didn't even scratch the surface. Even though I think one of the characters with the frequencies has an idea, but it was 8 episodes, and even the hive mind didn't even know why they were immune. But I don't want to ruin it for people listening. You should definitely check that out.
Yeah.
Two thumbs up over here. The other show, His and Hers, with uh, John Barenthal, aka the Punisher, Shane from Walking
Walking
Dead,
Dead.
and
Yeah.
Tessa Thompson. It's a murder mystery on Netflix. I think that's six episodes. That was very good. One of the better twists for a show I've watched in a very long time. If you like murder mysteries, and for me, it was John Barenthal. I love John Barenthal. Whenever I see him
Yeah.
in something, I want to check it out.
Yeah.
Um, but you should definitely check that out. I think the show has done well where it's gotten a lot of visibility in social media, at least. But you should definitely check that out. That came out uh, beginning of the month, possibly.
Yeah. Not too long ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you check it out yet?
We're going to check it out. It does
Okay.
look interesting. We do like John Barenthal too.
Yeah, like there's one girl at my job. She doesn't like John Barenthal. I was like,
What?
what?
How?
Yeah, like
What is wrong with you?
Yes, John is the guy. Okay, he just is. I know he plays like different versions of the same character almost. Because Shane and the Punisher were kind of the same. They're kind of the same, except that Shane was
Similar archetypes. Yeah.
yeah. He talks the same, and all of them. So like, I really like John. It was a good show. It was a good pairing with him and Tessa, and it was a good story. I figured out one of the points by episode 4, but I thought that was the big reveal, and it wasn't. So it was a very, very good show. Definitely check that out. I just hope they don't ruin it with like a sequel or something.
Right.
The other thing, we had a trailer for He-Man drop, and Robert and I didn't get a chance to watch it, but we watched before jumping on. But we watched it before we started recording. What did you think, Rob?
It like I didn't watch too much He-Man. Like I
Oh
know enough to be
no,
aware. I did watch some of it. Uh, it looks like they're doing a pretty faithful adaptation.
it does.
All the even all the wacky characters, they look like they're going to be in there, but they're not, over the top. They're kind of more,
Complimentary.
yeah, exactly. Like things that would actually exist in a fantasy world, but not like, you know, so crazy. Like I can't remember the names of the some of the characters, but like Man Beast and
Fisto, Man at Arms.
yeah, Man of War, yeah, Man of Arms. That's right. Yeah,
Yeah. Tila.
it looks good. We'll see. They didn't appear like they were going to go like crazy with the comedy on it either. It looked like it was pretty samey. We got to see He-Man in his leather undies,
His booty shorts.
and and Jared Leto in his purple fake muscles.
Yeah.
So
He looked good. The one thing I think that will help sell the movie is that the effects look solid, because the effects, you can't do this movie without effects. Dolph Lundgren did it in the 80s the best
yeah.
that he could. And I watched that movie at some point last year, and I'm like, wow, this wasn't really that good. But it's carried by nostalgia. Like I don't hate the movie. There were a lot of young faces in that movie.
Yeah.
Looking back, you're like, oh, that's so and so. That's
Yeah. Oh, hey, that's Tom Paris from Star Trek.
right, and that's the girl from Friends and Scream movie. So that's the guy from Back to the Future. Yeah.
Yep.
So it was. I think this movie, I think it'll do good. It looks good, and I think for some things that's not enough, but I think for a movie, a story that's going to be it's going to have these characters, that He-Man had, they need to look decent. They need to look good.
Yeah.
Will I go see it? I was just about to shame you for watching He-Man. Like He-Man, I watched He-Man, but it wasn't one of the. It wasn't like I like Thundercats more than I
Yeah.
like He-Man. Like I can tell you more about Thundercats than He-Man,
Right.
and to me the big. I was going to say the big three of the '80s for
It's like
cartoons and toy
was it
lines. It's like Transformers, GI Joe. I don't know who would be in that third slot, but to
probably
me, it
like
wasn't
the
He Man.
like Ninja Turtles, maybe.
I consider them '90s, but you might be
Well,
right. When did
that's
the
yeah.
Ninja Turtle? Let me see. No, you
I
might
think
be
they
right.
started maybe towards the late '80s.
Yeah, I think they are '80s. Let me see. Uh, series. Let's see. Anime series. And it started in '87.
Okay.
So like it definitely was in that area. So I guess you could say Turtles. Um, but He Man used to come on Fox. Was it Fox? This is before cable, kids. It was on regular TV, but it I watched it and I liked He Man. Other there were other series for He Man. But this is the one that people identify with. Um, Now let me, for all you He-Man lovers out there, I will ask. Well, I will tell you, and you probably already know because you're a bigger fan than me or Robert. But He-Man only had 2 seasons. But you want to know what the gag was? Each season was like 64 episodes. So that's like maybe like a whole TV show, um, especially nowadays, where they like it was like 8 to 10 episodes. So uh,
That was like
He Man
back
was
when cartoons didn't even have seasons, right? They just put them on
right. It was just
television.
on. Yeah, they were
Yeah,
on
they were just on.
5 times a day, 5 times a week. Excuse me, and
Yeah.
sometimes on different channels. I know Ghostbusters and Ninja Turtles were on 2 different stations too at one point. It was on UPN, but then it used to come on NBC or ABC on Saturdays. So they were everywhere. But bottom line is, I think I will check it out. Maybe I think what will sell me on it is if somebody goes and says it's good that I trust, and maybe I'll check it out. But He Man was it looked good. It looked good. I know some people were upset, uh, and they missed the joke. It was a joke. It was that. That's all it was. His name is He Man. So
Yeah. This feels like a movie that me and Terrence were gluttons for watching bad movies like
yeah,
day
yeah.
one. This I don't think we'll feel bad about seeing this one day one, honestly, just by the way it looks.
Yeah, you two like to hurt yourselves watching some of these flicks.
Freaking with
Um,
the early showing of Morbius. What the hell is wrong with
yeah,
us?
like early showing, like somebody's gonna beat you to it. Ain't worried about no seats. Like we gotta get there, honey. We gotta get there before it sells out.
Yep.
Um, the other thing we have, Invincible dropped a trailer, and that's going to be. I think I saw April, and this is the way Amazon does these things, like them and uh, I put them and Apple on the same tier. Like they have really good looking shows, but you don't know when the next season comes out. Like you just check it, you just turn on the stream, it's like, oh, this is on. You're like, nobody told me. So let me before I tell you guys, let me see. Invincible. I said April, but Invincible season 4. Where is it? Let's see. So it's in March. I said April. March 18th. So we are about a month and a half. We're at that point now. So we're trying to help you guys out. Um, so be ready for Invincible. Um, we won't get into that. 4 seasons in, you should know how good Invincible is, how it has steadily been good. All those shows on Amazon, them and the boys.
Boys, yeah.
Yes, and I don't know. Speaking, of, I don't know when that's dropping, but I haven't seen the trailer. I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's probably going to come out this year, but I haven't heard anything of it either.
Okay. All
It's
right.
either that or
So,
it's going to be that that prequel series with Soldier Boy and
yeah.
what's her name?
Stormfront.
Stormfront. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Um. All right. So one of the things I was hoping some more of the guys to show up tonight, but it's fine. We got me and Robert can hold it down here. Um. I wanted to talk about like your favorite comic book run and what comes to. I'll go first, and then. Well, actually, Robert, I'm hosting. I want to let you go first. I'm sorry. Like what did you come up with? I know I told you guys a couple of days ago. What was your favorite comic book run or series?
Um, since I don't usually buy single issues, I usually wait for them to come out in trades.
Uh,
Um, I usually miss a lot of like the big sagas when everybody else is reading them.
mm-hmm,
But one of the side stories that came out of DC, I think it was right after Crisis on Infinite Earths, was Infinite Crisis. A story that kind of it starts out as like a murder mystery of
Identity
a long.
Crisis.
Sorry, yes, Identity Crisis.
Uh,
It's written by Brad Meltzer. Michael Turner did the cover art, and Rags Morales did the art in the book itself.
okay.
7 issues, 2004, 2005. It kind of goes through, starts out with the death of Elongated Man's wife
Mm-hmm.
under mysterious circumstances, and it kind of spreads into conspiracies, mind wipe, distrust between the teams,
Mm-hmm.
and it kind of unravels a whole lot of things. It has a lot of repercussions afterwards too, and it
Yeah, it
also
does.
deals with some of the retcons that were caused by Superboy Prime's escape when he
Mm-hmm.
shattered a dimensional wall outside
Mm-hmm.
of the hyperspace.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, very well written, very heart wrenching. Some of the stuff that they've done, especially the
Yeah.
stuff with Tim Drake and Batman and his father.
Yes.
Um, and it gets into some really deep subjects like rape and stuff
Yeah.
like that too. So I mean, it's not like a kid friendly. It's a very serious story, and it's written
Mm-hmm.
very seriously and it's taken seriously. And I always, anytime anybody brings up a saga, I do like the Death of Superman and I like
Mm-hmm.
the Blackest Night, but I always go back to Identity Crisis because it has that mark that it puts on you because it's written so well and the art is goes right with it.
Identity Crisis is one of I think it's underrated. Because it wasn't. There was like one infamous fight. People always like bring up this scan they did at one point for
Yeah,
Death. Death
Deathstroke.
Deathstroke. Excuse me.
Yeah,
Deathstroke took on a roster of Justice League members that included Kyle Rayner and which Flash was that? Was that
it's
Bear? I
Wally, I
can't remember.
think.
It was Wally. It was
Yeah,
Wally. And he was able to stalemate them with Green Arrow, Hawkman, the Atom, and Black Canary. He fought him
yeah,
to a standstill. That was a good one, and as the title implies, uh, it was about identities. That thin line heroes have. Well, one of the parts of the story between their personal lives and you know superhero life. The mind wipe, the rape of Sue. Um, it were some heavy subjects, and a lot did come from out of that. I know Batman. I think he left the Justice League. I feel like
yeah.
he left because
he
Did
ended
he
up
figure
remembering.
out? Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what it was.
and then he got
Yeah.
super mad at Zatanna.
And how did he remember? Like I wasn't sure if he figured it out or if something just
I think
wore
he
off
figured it
or
out, and it was half between he figured it out and her spell wasn't like it was pretty surface level. It wasn't super deep.
okay.
Yeah, so he was able to figure it out.
Batman always beating the shit out of criminals, but like protecting their rights at the same time. Like you can't kill them, like can't mess with their mind and all that other stuff. But I'll knock all the teeth out of their mouth.
Yep.
It was a good storyline. That was pretty good. Um, what I had was the Tom DeFalco and Ron Friends run on Thor. Um, that I made a note here. That started their run started on 383 of the Mighty Thor and ended in four issue 459. Um, I actually got on this path with them on issue 411. Now, years after that, I bought back issues and read stories, which included Asgard's war with Set, which was pretty
Mm-hmm.
good. Had repercussions with um, Thor. He had lost his powers, and Loki had given him his powers in secret, and Thor was having seizures for a while. He was losing his strength. He didn't know why, and it was Loki taking the power from him, causing him, which partly is part of the reason why he lost the Juggernaut the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a loss. Like he had seized up a couple times or one time in the fight, but it was a hard fight anyway. But that was the first issue I read with Thor. He took on the Juggernaut during the Acts of Vengeance, and during that run, the New Warriors debuted in Marvel. Um, one of my favorite Marvel characters ever, Eric Masterson, was front and center. Like at one point, Thor had a secret identity. Uh, he wouldn't just it wouldn't be like MCU where he's just walking around Thor all the time. He had a civilian human identity, Eric Masterson, and the best way to describe Eric was Peter Parker light, so to speak. During that time, you got to know about Eric Masterson. He had an ex-wife, he had a son, co-workers, jobs. Like he struggled with work. He was homeless at one point because um, uh, there was a fight with Stellaris or Celeste, some character from space, and they destroyed his apartment. He ended up staying with the Avengers because Captain America knew um, the connection. And at this time, it's just so much happened in that run. Thor was banished for killing Loki. At that time, Loki was dead, but he tricked everybody and got Thor banished. Thor wasn't really banished; he was just sent into Eric Masterson's subconscious, and Eric Masterson was the new Thor for a while. Like when he tapped his cane on the ground, he didn't turn into Thor. He became Thor. He like had the powers of Thor, and we got to watch him get acclimated to his powers. And Thor eventually came back, and this run ended when Thunderstrike. That's what Eric Masterson. He became a hero. He had his own weapon. He had a mace. He wasn't as strong or as powerful as Thor. He had different powers, but
Right.
that was one of my favorite characters. It broke my heart. For a while, I stopped reading comics, but when I came back, found out that he had died. So like that that character, I wish somebody do something with him. But it's been like almost 30 years now, and he's
They
not
still
coming
never brought
back.
him back.
No, he came back, but he was dead. He was in a Doctor Strange comic, and like, he was killed or sent back to the afterworld or whatever. But that was the last time. His kid has the mace right now, and when he hits the hammer, he turns into like the way his father had looked when he had the power. So they never followed up on that either. But that run, I've read it like 2 or 3 times, like over my life. Those comics, and it was just it was good stuff. If I had to bring up the other one, it would be Jeff Johns' run on Green Lantern, which was just epic writing.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
That's my second one. Is oh no, yeah, you're right. It was so it was Green Lantern Rebirth, and it was Sinestro Corps War, and then it
mm-hmm.
was Blackest Night, and then it was Brightest Day, right?
Right, and
And then I
bright
think
is
there were
like,
some there multicolored ones in between, just small books.
yeah, it was like on the path, almost on the road to Blackest Night, because I don't know when the Black Lanterns were mentioned, but after Sinestro War, well, Gathidus told the Lanterns that he was talking to that it's going to be other lights after this, and they started to pop up after the Sinestro War with the blue, red, Agent Orange,
Yeah, yellow, purple.
yeah, and they retconned the Star Sapphires to be in the
Yeah,
emotional spectrum also.
yeah,
And those were good times. Like the Lanterns are so far away from that right now. Like it's current in the current book. Like I thought a lot of what they did during that run should always be a part of like Green Lantern lore, but it's no trace of it really these days. Trying to think of another one, but those are the two. Well, Ron Lim's run on Silver Surfer, I can't give you issues because I wasn't looking at that, but Ron Lim and Silver Surfer are like that's the best. You know, they did these. I forgot what they called these stories, but Ron Lim just did some mini series for the Silver Surfer within the last 5 years, and it was like a uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Nostalgia runs. So like they were pretty good. That was another good run. Um, so yeah, though that Thor run is like everything uh, for me. Like it just touched so many different things with that character. And there have been some good runs after that, but that's the one I'll always say is the number one.
yeah.
Um, let's see here. Did we have? Well, I asked you, what are you watching or reading anything right now?
Um, no, I'm not reading anything. I'm kind of waiting for the DC KOs to kind of come out in because there
Yeah,
seem to be a bunch of issues of that. So I do need to wait for a trade for that one. Um,
they are. It's a lot of side stuff.
yeah, I'm waiting for that. I hear some pretty interesting stuff. The fusion of Superman and Shazam, which is a 100% homage to Vegito from Dragon Ball Z.
Okay,
Um, that looks very interesting. I'm wondering what they're going to do with that.
okay,
I know Prime is in there now. And speaking of that, I'm waiting for the Spider-Man Superman crossovers. We got some news on
okay,
or some kind of like preview of what the story is kind of going to be. I didn't read into it because I kind of want to be surprised, but it's got like 30 different variant covers in it, and
okay,
I want to get the one with the black suit and the Superboy Prime on the cover.
okay, okay.
Yeah, there's so many of them. I think there's a Ben Riley one too, and I really like that outfit, the
I
Ben
like
Riley
Ben
Spider-Man
Riley's
outfit.
outfit. Yeah, I did too. Yeah, that's the one I put. Wait, what game was that where you can use? It might have been the first Spider-Man, not Spider-Man 2. One of those
Is that the
games you
one
can
with
use that.
the it's blue with the red and not the
Yeah.
Scarlet Spider one with
Well,
the hoodie?
Ben, he
I like
had
the Scarlet
two,
Spider one
right?
too.
I like the Scarlet Spider one. That's the one I was talking about. Yeah, because I forgot Ben had another one with the black, yeah, like black lines
Right, and he
over
had
the blue and red.
the he had like the
It
web
was
gauntlets things.
on.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Yeah. I never read the Spider-Man clone story. Maybe that's something I should look into reading instead of the current comic books that are waiting for me to read them.
Your
I bought a
current
bunch.
pile.
Yeah, I bought a bunch of comics last month, and I read. I'm trying to catch up on Transformers right now, and reading the new Batman series. Thor is. I finally finished Immortal Thor, but now I'm reading Mortal Thor, which is at least he's not dead. He's like depowered and he's human, but he doesn't really have memory of his god life. But Loki's around. It's weird. I don't know what Loki saved him, but we still don't know how and why. After his fight, where he was destined to die, he did die, but he didn't die. When he died, he woke up on Earth. It was some kind of. That's too much to explain right now, but I had to get back on that, and I was reading Absolute Batman, and I saw the current Avengers series is coming to an end next month, so they're getting ready to relaunch that probably to coincide with something. So I'm not gonna go back and read the back issues of that. I'll probably start reading from wherever it is now, until the end. The series was okay. The roster was it was a good roster. It just was a little off.
Who's on the team right now?
When I last was reading, it's Tony, Falcon, Scarlet Witch, Vision, Cap may have rejoined, Steve Rogers, and Thor, Captain Marvel. It's actually one of their more powerful lineups, but it was just the stories weren't as good, and they had them positioned based out of a ship that they took from these alien invaders. I had to get back into it, and I need to pick up Justice League Unlimited and the latest KO issues myself. So, like, this is probably the most series I've been reading in a while. I've kind of limited it because this happens. But yeah, I probably do some reading tonight or this weekend, or during all this snow that we're supposed to get beginning of next week. So we'll see. All right. So you got the updates, guys. To our listeners, please recommend and make sure you're following. We're going to sign off and we're going to check back in with you next month and let you know what's going on and talk about it. Anything you want to say, Rob?
No, got anything other than just everybody enjoy your new year.
Yeah, Happy New Year's, and we're signing off.
We will catch y'all later.